from Jesus.
Today's word is reciprocity. Reciprocity. Don't ask me to do a damn thing that you wouldn't do for me.
Hello everyone. Now I hope you all are doing a lot better than those people who are taking a hypothetical situation so hard. It has been a few days since Ebony K. Williams said what she said. Now, if you would like to, for those who are not aware of what I'm talking about, you can check out not the last video, you can check out that one as well, which is her response, but the original video where I'm addressing what she said as it pertains to a hypothetical question being asked of her, which was if she would date a bus driver. To this, she responded, if he owns the bus. Well, if you're not aware, ever since then, prices for commodities have skyrocketed. Rental prices have also gone, they're through the roof, and the economy has taken a hit. And this is all because this young, professional, accomplished woman made a decision that was individual, and she gave a response that she felt was honest. Now listen, for this reason I'll say C's and D's are a detriment to anyone's future accomplishments, because the majority of the arguments against are subjective, which speaks to people lacking the ability to be objective over personalizing and projecting issues they identify with. And truth be told, the only way someone would be offended by such utterances, made by an individual, which came from an individual choice, would be someone who's affected. If you can identify with what she's saying, well, then you would be upset. If you're not, she was just speaking on what she would do. What I found, especially in the Black community, because only Black people have the time to have such debates on things that are abstract. But the so-called outrage by a decision someone took to, answer in a hypothetical way to a hypothetical question is more of a deflection than it is for them to, actually examine the real issues that are plaguing our communities, which would be more substantive. And it would also require a lot of people to do self-work, self-reflection, which sometimes is not, the prettiest, because with such revelations, it could speak to who a person really is. So before people actually examine these things and deal with substantive issues, they prefer to deflect and to attack this woman because of something that was personal. And one becomes aware of the detriment or the dangers of settling for the bare minimum in times of crisis. When one is affected adversely, then they cry and they feel like the world is against them. And like Ebony alluded, in a time of real hardship, then one is forced to acknowledge that a lower level position is not beneficial to them. It puts them more at a disadvantage, especially minorities, which is prevalent and obvious, especially in the obvious uneven distribution of wealth and resources that manifest in the American society. Because these disparities are a deciding factor sometimes of whether you live or die. And like I've said in previous videos, you can think what you want, but everything is based on race and class. Everything. And the reality is that Black people are disproportionately affected by the disparities that are prevalent in society. So DJ Envy's outrage on the Breakfast Club is lacking in the ability to see past whatever personal issues he has with her, because him coming for her the way he has speaks to a deeper issue. It is almost personal. To me, his outrage is somewhat puzzling and very off-putting. Why the attacks? Why is he so upset? Why is he so hurt? She did not specify, she did not mention or name names. What is really going on with him? Unless I think it can be explained, because it's expected and very generic to a particular breed of and race of men. Because we've all witnessed their incessant bashing of accomplished women, and now they have a target. And it's very comical and gives insight into the mindset of someone who lacks confidence in their ability to exceed beyond expectations. Now manifesting in the outrage and disdain for Ebony's hypothetical response to a hypothetical situation. That has managed to their already bruised egos. Now I'm done with that non-issue. She said what she said. And listen, a transcript with average recordings never gets any respect or priority. And people always aim for the sky. You aim for the sky and you fall in the treetops. You aim for the treetops and you fall to the ground. There is nothing there. And so I think this now gives them an opportunity to so-called humble her. I mean, Black men are so predictable. And by the way, where were these hurt people when Brother Kanye said slavery was a choice? Huh? And who was tasked with getting us out of bondage, our ancestors out of bondage? Who? The man, right? Black man. Oh, nonetheless, understanding the mindset which forms the narrative is usually based upon cognitive dissonance, which is always present when these conversations are being had, without fail. Anyway, now this is Jason Lee interviewing Carisha Please, Young Miami. And before I get into the video and what she said, I want to say that at this stage, Young Miami should implement a self-imposed gag order. You know why? Because there is definitely a disconnect between her mouth and her brain. Now listen to what Young Miami said about not dating outside her race and her one-sided loyalty to the Black D's. No pink D's for her. Now this is Young Miami with Jason Lee on the Revolt channel.
So in this game, it's obvious what we're going to talk about. I'm going to go ahead and give you a paddle right next to you. There's a paddle right there on the side. Right there. Can you get it? Yeah. Okay. So it says smash or pass. I'm going to put somebody up on the screen, and you have to say whether you would smash. Okay. You're a city girl. You say you single, you can do whatever you want to do. So you have to tell me if you would smash or pass. The first person, Jack Harlow. I mean, somebody asked him online who he liked, who he loved.
I mean, I captured her exact facial expression when this question was posed to her.
He put you up. You saw that.
The only reason I'm gonna say pass is because I don't date outside my race. Like I can never But I do think he cute.
I said.
Oh Lord. Now if these women who with this mindset were to get a gold coin every time they say these things, they would be stacked to the roof and spilling over. Utter nonsense. No, she prefers Black traveling D's that never stays stationary. Listen, this whole thing is riddled with low expectations and low self-worth. It gives off those vibes. It's like she's thinking that she's not deserving of a good man, even if he comes with a pink D. Black men would never. If you were to ask a black man about a white woman or a Latino woman that presents a certain way on, TV or whatever, or in entertainment, they would choose her any day over a black woman. A black man would never. And that is why when people complain about who they choose, I don't care who they choose. They can be with whomever they want. That is why you should also choose who you want to be with. Be with who will advance you and who compliments you. Black men always prefer any other woman over a black woman. And that will not change. It's the black woman who is stuck in this mindset of being a loyal sister. Well, the black man has already gone along his way. He is well on his way to another racial group of women. And the most profound thing is that they say that they don't like black women. And they don't. I know some people say, would ask, how could you not like a woman who mirrors your lineage, your mother, your sister? No, they're always exempted. They would tell you, not them, but any other black woman. No, we're not doing that. They don't care. They stick to their convictions. On the other hand, a black woman is constantly professing how loyal and in love she is with the black man. That the very black man that thinks that black women are aggressive, not light enough in complexion, nappy hair, wouldn't date a bus driver, has attitude problems, etc., etc., etc. Now, my thoughts on Young Miami is that her mindset speaks to a very limited, explored, lack of experience, reality disconnect type of thinking. It really does. Young Miami newsflash. PDD should be used for what he's good for, because trust me, he really doesn't see you as a long time. He sees you as a good time. Older men with younger women with this significant age disparity will often present as generous and are usually very, giving of things financial. I will always overcompensate because, it aligns with their intentions. They give and they get what they want. In reality, they pay to play. Now, women have to recognize these types of relationships for what they are and move accordingly. Sis, emancipate yourself. It is okay to be with men of other races, especially if they make you happy. Trust me, you'll be okay. And listen, we are all aware that Young Miami's sentiments flows throughout the black community. It is almost as if it has a stranglehold on black women. Move on, because black men have already moved on a long time ago. A pink D? Strange. So black Ds with a plethora of negative reviews would suffice? My advice to Young Miami would be to stop expressing your innermost thoughts publicly. There's a difference between being candid and being dim and too enthusiastic to overshare. It always comes back to haunt you. Some of the best experiences are with men of other races and cultures. Be exploratory. Open yourself to change. And more importantly, and this is for every woman, your happiness should be non-negotiable. And do things quietly. Move quietly. Make quiet accomplishments. Move in silence. Keep things to yourself. And remember that self-preservation should supersede any strange attachment you have to black men. Okay?
I said what I said.
Now I've given my very opinionated thoughts on both issues, and as usual, I would like us to continue this conversation down in the comment section. Share your thoughts. And as always, stay safe and be self-aware, and subscribe for more snippets of wisdom and real talk. See you in the next one.